Hello dear student, I am Dr. Ashok Yevle, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, KTHM College, Nasik. In today's presentation, we are going to discuss in detail a last topic of chapter Kingdom Protista, and the topic is economic importance of protozoa. In this presentation, we will discuss in detail both harmful and useful protozoa. Harmful protozoa like Plasmodium vivax, which are responsible for causing malaria, Entamoeba histolytica, which are causing responsible for amoebic dysentery, Trypanosoma, responsible for sleeping sickness. So, Plasmodium, Entamoeba, Trypanosoma are the harmful protozoan parasites, and useful protozoans are there. For example, Trichonympha also will discuss in detail in this presentation. So let us we start with harmful effects of Plasmodium vivax. As I said, Plasmodium vivax is an endoparasite. The parasite which live inside the body of host called as endoparasite. So Plasmodium survive in the body of host called as endoparasite. So whenever these Plasmodium parasite in the body of mosquito, it remains present in the proboscis of mosquito of female mosquito, that is Anopheles. So whenever female mosquito Anopheles bites to human, suddenly the Anopheles mosquito release this parasite, that is Plasmodium, into the blood of human. So whenever it enter in the body of human, they multiply their number in a blood. So blood is a medium for Plasmodium. So in blood they multiply their number and aggregate into the liver. So whenever they multiply their number in blood, they destroy RBC. So whenever destroying RBC is there, there is a anemic condition we observe, and such a condition are responsible for a special type of disease called as malaria. So this malaria type of disease we observe in human, and only the female Anopheles mosquito which are responsible for causing this disease, because the female Anopheles mosquito release such a endoparasite Plasmodium into the blood. That is why they can multiply their number in blood and destroy RBC. So the person suffering from dreadful disease, that is malaria. Malaria is very critical disorder. Whenever the person is suffering from malaria, and if the patient is not taking a special treatment on it, the person become die also. So it is very dangerous disease. So what are the common symptoms we observe in malarial patient? See, through cold with shiver, hot and sweating stages we observe in malarial patient. Common symptoms are also there, that is headache and vomiting. So fever with chill, that is multiple convulsion, means continuously there is a fever and alternate with chill. So deep breathing and respiratory distress also we observe in case of malaria. So malarial patient shows fever condition, alternate with chill condition and continuous sweating. So these type of stages we observe in malarial patient. So malaria is very dangerous disorder in case of human. Now this diagram will help to explain how these Plasmodium invade in the body of human. See, whenever the female Anopheles mosquito bites to human, these plasmodium enter in the blood of human. Then they multiply their number by completing their life cycle, that is zygote, trophozoite, ring form. So at the adult stage they multiply their number in the form of zygote. So the merocyte multiply in the blood. So these up to sporocyte it become convert into zygote. So multiply their number in the blood and person suffering from malaria. Then second harmful effect of protozoan parasite Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba mostly are responsible for causing dysentery. Amoebiasis is a parasite infection of intestine caused by protozoan Entamoeba. Entamoeba infection of responsible for causing single cell protozoan that are enters in human body when the person ingests cyst through food and water. Means unhygienic condition is responsible for causing such a entamoeba. So entamoeba is present in dirty water and unhygienic condition. So due to unhygienic condition, these entamoeba enter in the body of human and other animals also, and whenever it entered in the body of animal it multiply their number and are responsible for dysentery. It remains live in the intestine of animal. So whenever it entered in the body through direct contact with fecal matter, generally unhygienic condition is there. So fecal matter includes such a bacteria as well as parasites like entamoeba. So along with bacteria and entamoeba entered in the body of human and person suffering from dysentery. So when cysts entered in the body, they log into the digestive system. They release an invasive active form of parasite called as trophozoite, which cause bloody diarrhea. Colitis means contraction and relaxation continuous with pain of colon and tissue destruction. Bleeding is also takes place inside the rectum and colon due to the entamoebic dysentery. The infected person can then spread the disease by releasing new cyst into the environment through infected feces. And the common symptoms we observe in entamoeba infection, the symptoms are loose stool, abdominal cramping, and stomach pain. Mostly they live in intestine, so they multiply their number, and the contamination of uh, fecal matter along with the digested food into the digestive tract of animal, there is a continuous loose stool, abdominal cramping, and stomach pain we observe in case of uh, entamoebic infection. And so Entamoeba histolytica are responsible for amoebic dysentery. So it is very dreadful. If there is no proper treatment on it, then the animal become die also. So the harmful effects we observe in animal due to the infection of entamoeba. As I said, entamoeba is a microscopic organism, no doubt, but whenever they multiply their number in digestive tract, they are responsible for causing amoebic dysentery, and due to amoebic dysentery, there is a dehydration is takes place, and due to dehydration is a very critical situation we observe in animal, and if it is not cured, then the animal become die. So this is the second harmful effect of entamoebic histolytica. See this diagram showing the complete life cycle of entamoeba histolytica, which are responsible for amoebic dysentery. See the mostly the cyst of entamoeba present in fecal matter, and due to the fecal matter or unhygienic condition, they invade in the digestive tract of human being, and they multiply their number in digestive tract, and through digestive tract they multiply their number and responsible for causing amoebic dysentery. Then third, harmful effect of Trypanosoma gambians. Trypanosoma it is again a blood parasite. It is also called as endoparasite because it lives inside the body of host. So Trypanosoma parasite is transmitted by infected teeth fly which cause sleeping sickness. It is also called as African disease. In this disorder, or we can say teeth fly infect human. These trypanosoma enters in the body of human and entered in the blood. So mother to child infection we observe in case of trypanosoma also. The trypanosoma can cross the placenta and infect the fetus. Even they can cause from mother to child infection. So the critical condition of trypanosoma. Even they cross the placenta and infect the fetus. So the mechanical transmission through other blood sucking insects also. Accidental infections have occurred in laboratories due to prick of contaminated needles also. So we should take a precaution, means to avoid contaminated needles in laboratory also while taking injections in hospital and clinics also. In a first stage, the trypanosoma multiply in subcutaneous tissues like blood and lymph also. Means whenever they invade in the body of human, they multiply their number in subcutaneous tissue like skin and blood also. The blood and lymph are a place where they multiply their number. Blood and lymph are the hemolymphatic stage. Means whenever they multiply their number in blood and lymph, the hemolymphatic stage which initiate fever, headache, enlarged lymph nodes and joint pains in itching. So these are the common symptoms. Whenever the first stage of infection of Trypanosoma gambians, they shows a common symptoms such as fever, headache, large lymph nodes and joints pain and continuous itching. So these are the common symptoms at the first stage infection of Trypanosoma to human. Then second stage infection, this parasite cross the blood and enters into the brain barrier. So and whenever they barrier or they create barrier into the brain, then infant or infect to destroy the central nervous system, and such a condition is called as sleeping sickness. So we should take a precaution before the first stage. Otherwise what happened if the trypanosomic infection reach to the second stage, they create a barriers into the brain. So due to blood brain barriers they can cause sleeping sickness, and sleeping sickness is also responsible causing death of an organism. So these are the harmful effects of trypanosoma. See this diagram showing the harmful effect of trypanosoma and explain the cycle of trypanosoma, the T fly which are responsible for causing trypanosomic infection to human, and whenever they invade in the body of human, first they multiply their number in subcutaneous tissue, and the multiplying number in subcutaneous tissue, blood and lymph. So this is the first stage of infection, and whenever they across the blood into the brain and other vital organs, that is the second stage. And so in whenever they create barriers into the brain, such a situation is called as sleeping sickness disorder. So in this way we have explained here, uh, first malarial parasite, that is Plasmodium. Second, Entamoeba histolytica, responsible for amoebic dysentery, and third, Trypanosoma gambians, which are responsible for sticking sickness. So these are the harmful protozoan parasites. Now we turn to useful protozoan parasites are also there. So useful protozoan parasite like Trichonympha. Trichonympha campanula. Trichonympha is a protist found in hindgut of lower termite species that feeds on wood. Trichonympha lives in the gut of termite and enable the termites to digest cellulose. Why it is useful? See, because of symbiotic condition, means whenever the association of two organisms is takes place in which both are beneficial, that is called as symbiosis. So Trichonympha and termite showing the symbiotic association in which both are beneficial. So Trichonympha secretes certain enzymes which are needed to convert cellulose in wood into starch and sugar that termites cannot can use the nutrients. So termites and Trichonympha showing the symbiotic association. Termites use nutrients released by Trichonympha, and Trichonympha release enzymes which needed to convert the cellulose in wood into starch and sugar. So these symbiotics or symbiotic association between termites and the Trichonympha is highly beneficial to both the parasite. Trichonympha helps its host to digest cellulose and return to retrieves the constant supply of food and shelter. So Trichonympha and termite both are beneficial. So in this way, a symbiotic association we observe in case of Trichonympha campanula. Trichonympha also has a variety of bacterial symbionts that are involved in sugar metabolism and nitrogen fixation. So sugar metabolism and nitrogen fixation are important. So Trichonympha is considered as useful protozoan parasite. This diagram shows a structure of Trichonympha campanula. It is a useful protozoan parasite showing the symbiotic relationship between two organisms in which both are beneficial. They uh, correlate their relationship with termites. Termites get food and shelter as well as certain enzyme from Trichonympha. That is why the Trichonympha and termites are both beneficial in environment. So in this way, in today's presentation, we discuss three harmful protozoan parasite and one useful parasite. Three harmful parasites are Plasmodium vivax, which cause uh, malaria. Second, Entamoeba histolytica, which cause amoebic dysentery. And third, Trypanosoma gambians, which are responsible for causing sleeping sickness. So these are harmful parasite protozoan and one useful protozoan parasite, that is Trypanosoma campanula, which showing a symbiotic relationship between termites and Trypanosoma. So thanks for watching this presentation. Thank you.